Hey everybody, Ryan here from Ryan Hockey Channel. Alright, gonna go over all 4 games from the 20th of May 2021. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the like button as well. Helps the channel out and helps get the videos out there more. The more likes they get and the more subscribers we get, definitely helps as well. Alright, other than that, let's get started with these games and make sure to stick around till the end so you can hear all the details. There was a few things, a major injury tonight, and some serious back and forth games tonight. So make sure to stick around and catch all the games. Alright, first game was a very serious back and forth game. Florida versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Game 3, series is 2-0. Tampa Bay with a 2-0 lead. They could take a stranglehold tonight, or Florida could possibly work their way back. And Florida won this one 6-5 in overtime. So they're trying to work their way back. And they got 6 goals against Vasilevsky. So in the playoffs. We'll see how that works next game for them. Alright, first goal was 4:31 into the first. Sam Bennett's first. His first game back since his 1-game suspension. From Jonathan Huberdeau and Owen Tippett. At 7:05 of the first, Florida takes a 2-0 lead. Radko Gudas is first of the playoffs from Gustav Forsling and Jonathan Huberdeau. Then it goes off the rails very quickly for Florida. Coming out 2-0 out of the first, you think they're sitting pretty well? Hell no, they did not sit well. Minute 57 into the second, Anthony Cirelli's first from Victor Hedman and Alex Killorn. Then the tying goal at 5:46, Ross Colton's first from Blake Coleman. Then at 8:38, Tampa would take the 3-2 lead. Steven Stamkos second from Ryan McDonough. Florida would tie it again 3-3 with 12:34 with Alexander Wenberg's first on the power play from Weegar and Tippett. Then at 14:17, Tampa would take the lead again 4-3. Braden Point's third on the power play from Kucherov and Hedman. Then it may take a 5-3 lead at 18:17. Alex Killorn's first on the power play from Hedman and Point. Then at 1:45 of the third, Florida would start a comeback. Patrick Hornquist first of the playoff on the power play from Huberdeau and Barkov. Then at 16:53 of the third, they tie the game. Forsling's first from Wenberg and Hornquist. Like I said, this was a serious back and forth game. Then in overtime, 5:56 in, Ryan Lomberg gets a breakaway and scores the game-winning goal. His first playoff goal of his career. Congrats to him. And actually, it was Forsling's first one as well, so congrats to him too. But Lomberg's first one, and first game-winning goal, obviously, too, from Vetrano and Gudas, giving Florida a win. At least they can say they won a game in this series. And I'm still wondering if I picked right with picking Florida. Hopefully I did, but you'll never know until the end of the series. But Tampa's still up 2-1 in this series, returning to Tampa on Saturday. Alright, Florida outshot Tampa 47-31. They outshot them that bad in Tampa Stadium, too. Jeez. 52-48 was the face-off percentage in favor of Florida. In favor of Tampa. Technically wasn't wrong. It was a Florida team. Power play was 2 for 2 for Florida and 2 for 3 for Tampa. Not a good penalty killing night. 1 penalty kill the entire night. Penalty minutes were 8-6, 8 for Florida. Hits were 46-40 in favor of Florida. It was definitely a heavy hitting game. Blocks were 16-9 in favor of Tampa, and giveaways were 5-4, Tampa with 5. Drager had 17 saves for a 7.73 save percentage before he was pulled at the end of the second period, as you could tell since they scored 5 goals in the second. Bobrovsky would come in, make 9 saves for a 1,000 save percentage. Vasilevsky, 41 saves for an 8.72 save percentage. Usually don't see Vasilevsky do that bad in a playoff game. I wonder how he's going to respond next time around. My guess is a 1 or 0 goal against game. That's what the best goalies do, and he is one of the best, if not the best. Alright, Pittsburgh versus the New York Islanders. Pittsburgh wins this one, taking a 2-1 series lead. They came into this one tied 1-1. They took the first one from the aisle in the aisle. All right, 2:01 into the first. Letang would score his first unassisted. Then at 11:03 his second. Scott Mayfield's first from Barzell and Eberle. Then at 13:33 the Penguins would take the lead again. Jeff Carter's second from Gaudreau and Pettersson. At 18:03 Zucker's first from Malkin and Letang. All right, we're coming into the third. 3-1 at this point in favor of Pittsburgh. Wouldn't stay that way for long. 3:46 into the third, Cal Clutterbuck would score his first from Casey Zizekas and Scott Mayfield. I don't know why I drew a blank on his name there. At 5:54, the Islanders would tie it at 3. Anthony Beauvillier's first on the power play from Barzell and Dobson. Then at... Why did I not put Dobson's first name? Don't understand that, but I didn't. Alright. Then at the 7-minute mark, the Penguins would take the lead again. Jeff Carter's third on the power play from Evgeny Malkin. That would be Carter's second goal of the game. That doesn't make sense. Why did I write the same time for the 2 goals there? Well, I know Clutterbuck's came before Tanev's, but Clutterbuck scored his second from Mayfield. Then at 16:24, the game-winning goal, Brandon Tanev's first from Letang and Zach Aston Reese. It seems like the playoffs is where Tanev earns his money because he does not do it during the regular season. Not at all. So Islanders lose a close one, unfortunately, at the tail end of the game in front of their home fans. But they will be able to get revenge next time around. Islanders outshot the Penguins 30-27. Beat them in face-off dogs well, 53-47. Power plays were 1 for 2 for Pittsburgh, 1 for 4 for the Islanders. Penalty minutes 20-16, 20 for the Penguins. So I'm gonna guess there was probably a misconduct in there between those two. Hits wise, it was 46-29 in favor of the Islanders. Blocks 18-17 in favor of the Penguins. And giveaways 14-4, 14 for the Islanders. Need to fix that number. Jerry made 26 saves for 867 save percentage, and Varlamov 22 saves for 815 save percentage. First 2 games were not goalie games or defensive games. Not at all. Alright, on to Montreal versus Toronto. This is the game with the major injury I was talking about. This is game 1, and there was some fireworks in this one. 2-1 victory for the Montreal Canadiens. Toronto already trailing. Alright, scoring started... Actually, no, I'm sorry. At 9:31 of the first, John Tavares would leave the game on a stretcher after being on the ice for 10 minutes. So he was checked by Ben Sherratt. I'm used to Boyu being on Montreal. Ben Sherratt checked him. It was a clean check. Took him down to the ice, and when he was down, Corey Perry... To me, this is my personal opinion, how I saw the video. It looked like Perry tried to jump out of the way when he was right there. He really had no time to react. He tried to jump, but unfortunately he did clip Tavares' face with his knee. I know Perry has done some dirty crap in the past. To me, this one did not look like it was one of those situations where he was trying to be dirty. I honestly think this was just wrong place, wrong time for both of them. Because don't want to see Tavares getting injured. And when I watched that one, I'm wondering what the hell was the trainer doing? Because at one point the trainer's holding his neck, letting him get up, and he immediately loses control of his body and falls backward where his knees are bent underneath him in a weird angle. And it's like, why would you let him get up? I mean, you're holding onto his neck, you're stabilizing his neck. What reason do you have to let him get up? Keep him down. That makes no sense to let somebody up if you're immobilizing their neck. It makes no sense. Why the doctor wasn't out there faster? Because they're supposed to be right there behind the benches too. So why wasn't he out there faster? And why was the trainer letting him get up? Just dumb, in my opinion. Because now he might have knee injuries too to go with it. We'll see. But he did not return, obviously. My first guess would be a concussion. That would be my guess for that injury. Well, about a minute later, Perry takes his next shift. Nick Foligno challenges him, and good on Foligno and good on Perry for taking it. Get over with, because you can see Perry mouthing to him, I didn't mean to, man. I'm ticked off that he's hurt. I mean, well, he didn't say ticked off. I'm sure he said something else, but I'm not going to say those words. So, you could tell. I mean, Perry even said after the game he felt sick to his stomach. Whether or not he's telling the truth, I don't know. To me, it didn't look like he did it on purpose, but sometimes people are really good at making things look like accidents. That's why we had diving or embellishment penalties. Well, this wouldn't be that, but just an example. All right, so they fought. It wasn't a very exciting fight because Perry's not a good fighter. And Foligno is, but Perry was playing defense for the most part, and Foligno mostly just got punches in the back of his head. So, Foligno with the win. All right, after that, 12:08 into the first, Josh Anderson was scoring the first goal of the game, his first of the playoffs from Eric Stahl and Tyler Toffoli. Toronto would answer back at 4:28 of the second. William Nylander's first from Foligno and Mike Riley. Not Mike Riley, it's Morgan Riley. Why do I keep writing Mike Riley for this team? I don't understand it. Morgan Riley. God. 12:44 of the third. The game-winning goal would be scored by Paul Byron, his first of the playoffs, shorthanded from Yoel Armia. There you go. Montreal with a 2-1 victory. Toronto's going to have to figure out a way to come back from this. Even if Tavares is out, which my guess is he will be. So, they need to figure this out. All right, Toronto shot Montreal 36-30. Montreal beat them in the face-off dot 56-44. Montreal 0 for 5. Toronto 0 for 4. Penalty minutes were 15-13, 15 for Toronto. Hits were 55-27 in favor of Montreal. Blocks 13-10 in favor of Montreal. Giveaways 16 each. Carey Price 35 saves for 972 save percentage. Looked very solid in this game. And Jack Campbell 28 saves, 933 save percentage. Looked good in his own right too. Just allowed one more goal. Alright, that series is 1-0 Montreal. On to Vegas versus Minnesota, which is tied 1-1 currently. Going back to Minnesota for this game. And Vegas still wins anyways, 5-2. After Minnesota came out really good too. 2:16 into the first, Ryan Hartman scores first from Kaprizov and Brodin. Then at 8:30 into the first, Joel Eriksson Ek would score his second of the playoffs from Marcus Foligno and Matt Dumba. They come out of the first up 2-0. Then it all goes downhill very quickly. 8:39 into the second, Mark Stone's first from Chandler Stevenson and Braden McNabb. I almost said Shen. Good God. 15:19 into the second, Patrick Brown will score his first of the playoffs for Nick Holden and William Carrier. He's replacing Tomasz Nosek, who is out after taking a hard hit from Marcus Foligno. Not a dirty hit, just a hard hit. Difference there. Big difference. 17:33 into the second, Vegas would take the lead. Riley Smith's first from Holden and William Karlsson. Then at 17:36 of the third, Karlsson would have his first goal of the playoffs from Smith and Marc-Andre Fleury. Goalie point. First one of the playoffs. 19:01 to the third, Mark Stone would score his second of the game, second of the playoffs. Unassisted, make it 5-2. Vegas with the victory, giving them a 2-1 series lead. And I just don't think the Wild had the offensive ability to push back against this team. I really don't. I mean, they won game 1, 1-0 in overtime. So their option is shut them out or lose, because they cannot run and gun with this team. It will not work out well for them. And as you can tell, Vegas took the lead in this one pretty hard. Shots on goal were 40-16 in favor of Vegas. They were playing in Minnesota. That's Minnesota's home stadium, and they managed 16 shots and allowed 40. Ouch. Faceoffs were 53-47 in favor of Vegas. Power plays 0 for 5 for Vegas, 0 for 2 for Minnesota. Penalty minutes were 10-4, 10 for Minnesota. Hits were 31-29 in favor of Minnesota. Blocks 20-18 in favor of Vegas, and giveaways 3 each. Fleury made 14 saves for 875 save percentage. Not great, but he also wasn't very busy. And Talbot made 35 saves for 895 save percentage. I don't think this Minnesota team can play with this Vegas team. I think they're just too good. Minnesota's had a great year, and they have a lot to grow on, and I think they can probably get something in the offseason. So, I mean, they still got some good young talent coming up, too. So, I think they're going to be a good team very quickly. They already are. I mean, they're going to keep being a good team, I should say. All right, that's it for the games for now. Like I said, the series, they are where they are. We'll see how they all go. I think all of them are 2-1 except for Montreal and Toronto, which is 1-0 because they played only their first game today. So, all right, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that comment, make sure to comment, and make sure to, I keep trying to say subscribe. Make sure to share the video as well. All right, I will see you on next video. Bye, everybody.